great to see you. Let's balance our energy. And this is a good thing to do anytime, but it's especially good to do during the spring equinox or the fall equinox. That's a time when energies are in balance all around us, and it's good for us to tap into that, plug into that. So this routine will focus a lot on left and right, above, below, and basically all around us with the movements and the type of movements. A lot of yin and yang also. So here we go. Let's start with our deep abdominal breathing, which is more yin. When you inhale, let that belly expand. When you exhale, let it sink back to the spine. Nice, slow, deep breathing through the nose. Now, whenever you're doing deep abdominal breathing, if you feel that you need to do a little exhale through the mouth here and there, that's perfectly fine. I feel like that at times. That would look like this. Inhale through the nose. And just exhale through a pinhole in the mouth. Let's do one more. We're going to return to this in just a second. Let's alternate this with fan the fire breathing, which is a little more yang. So we still move that belly out and back in, out and back in, but our breath is a little bit different. We're going to take a little sip of an inhale and we're going to exhale through the mouth. So inhale. Exhale all of it out. Then return to your deep abdominal breathing. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. Couple more. Fan the fire. Exhale all of it. Deep abdominal breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Now a lot of time it's good to do about 3 or 4 sets of that, alternating between deep abdominal breathing and fan the fire breathing. And it can be done at the beginning of a routine. It can also be done in the middle of a routine. You can just do it in isolation if you feel like you need that breathing balance going on for the body. It feels really good. Let's do some knocking on the door of life, which is more yang. And slightly bend the knees, crown to the sky, and then turn from the hips and the waist. Your arms are nice and loose, your shoulders are relaxed. And this is more of a yang movement here with the knocking and turning a little more quickly. Now, if something's going on with your back, your hips, and you need to turn less, or you need to slow it down, that's perfectly fine. And just let your arms knock across your lower back and lower abdomen, and your hands are cupped around the side body there, more at the waist. And just breathe naturally. And if you notice at any point in time, it happens to me somewhere, your shoulders are raised up, hunched up a little bit, let those shoulders lower and relax during this. This really gets a lot of good acupressure points here around our center. And even though today our focus is about balancing energy, of course with these movements, you get lots of different benefits. That is the beauty of Qigong. There's lots of movements that maybe benefit you in 3 or 4 different ways. Now slow it down, and just let those arms be away from the body or no longer knocking on the body. And we'll take it into more of a yin phase of water waves. Everything's still the same, crown lifted to the sky, turning from the hips and the waist, breathing, but we're no longer knocking. And just to make this a little more yin, you just come right into the present moment by focusing on what's going on with the body, because the body is always in the now. It's the mind that takes us somewhere else. Feel your feet nicely planted, your body turning, your fingers gliding through the air and the air floating through the fingers, the breath coming in the nose and out. Just swirling energy all around your center. And just unwind. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. All right. Let's do spinal cord breathing. So arms here on the sides of your chest. Arch the back, look up, inhale. Round the back, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, elbows in. Exhale as you turn yourself into a C shape. And I am not hinging at the waist. I'm simply rounding the back, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. Sometimes people, I think, feel like what they're seeing is a hinging at the waist. Now, if you hinge at the waist, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You're going to be working more with your lower back and your hips. And what we're wanting to do here is open up the back of the spine there with that round and tuck. Open up the front of the spine when we arch and inhale. Now we're going to take this into a left and right also. Starting with our left and right for some balancing. So now go ahead and turn slightly to your right. Then come to center, exhale. Turn slightly to the left. Inhale, center, exhale. Breathe in and out. The standard spinal cord breathing is the way we began, and that's excellent. The left and right turn just helps to open up a little bit more in the side body and the sides of the spine. Maybe getting a little more balancing in there as we begin. Inhaling, exhaling. And bring it back to center. Let's do about 3 here at center to close out this one. Stay with the breath. Inhale when you arch. Exhale when you round and tuck. And arms by your sides. Just notice how you feel after some of that breathing and activation. All right, let's do a little more left and right. And now we'll also be working more with the top half of the body and the bottom half of the body. So we're looking at that as well. And this one sometimes is just called a spinal twist or spiral twist. And I've also heard it called Cat Looks at the Moon, which I love that name. So maybe widen your stance a bit, hinge at the waist. You're going to push away on that left leg and sit into it a bit and look around, up and back. Breathe in and out. Come to center, inhale, push away on that right leg a bit, sit into it, look up and over that shoulder, breathe in and out. And now let's begin alternating. Inhale at center, exhale, turn, sink down into it a bit. Inhale, center, exhale, turn. So you get a little rise when you inhale at center and then you sink back into it when you twist. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, turn, and really just melt into that exhale. Melt yourself into that exhale. And each time you do that, you'll get a little more of a turn in the torso and the neck and head. Really open up from the lower back all the way to the base of the skull. And anytime we do work with the spine and activating, loosening up the spine, getting some flexibility, getting some energy moving through that spine, it's going to be very balancing, especially for the nervous system. So inhale, rise a bit. Exhale, sink, turn. Let's do a few more. And just let that head slowly move, turning. Doesn't have to be one quick turning move. Let's do one more left and right. Come to center. Straighten the knees a bit as you forward fold. Just let the head, neck, shoulders fall to the earth. Knees can be straight or they can be slightly bent, whatever feels right for you. Just allow yourself to open up the back of the body there. Breathe. Now bend your knees more. Hold your hands a bit as you roll up slowly. Inhale. Stretch it up. Bring the hips forward as you arch it back a bit. And exhale out and around with the arms. All right, bring those arms back up, and we're going to start opening the door of life, stretch and flow. So here we go. Come down, flat back, forward fold, and then float over to your right. You're just kind of centered over the inside of your leg there. Arms straight out as you come up, arch just a bit, then down, float over to the left, inhale up, exhale down, over. Now, your knees really should be slightly bent on this one. It just really works better for the body. I think sometimes people think, oh, if I'm bending my knees and they're not straight, then I'm not flexible, but that's not true. And in a lot of movements with Qigong, the knees are slightly bent. Breathe in as you float it up and stretch. Exhale down and over. When you float over, let yourself kind of ragdoll. Just surrender to Earth's gravity at that moment, and then up, back down, over. Now this is called opening the door of life, stretch and flow, because the door of life is in line with the navel right there on the spine. And as you can feel, when we do this, we're working a lot with that lower back and hip area. You feel a turning there as you glide, and then a little arching back, and then a straightening out of that lower back. So this is one is good for the kidney energy. And we've got those two kidneys right and left, so we're balancing out that energy nicely. Balancing out energy from above and below. Now as you come down, just come to center. Let's do another, just let the head, neck, shoulders fall to the earth. Relax. Surrender to gravity. That can be very balancing because a lot of times we might be too tense and stiff and we're actually fighting the gravity. So just work with gravity. Bend the knees, hold the hands, roll it up again nice and slowly. Inhale, stretch, exhale out and around. All right, bring the feet in a bit for just a shoulder width stance, maybe a little wider, and we're going to do some teacup arm spirals. So place your hand at your waist, and the other hand as if you are holding a tray of teacups, or maybe just a single teacup full of tea. We don't want to spill it. So what we're going to do is we're going to be circling the hips, okay? And in addition, we'll be spiraling the arm and hand. So hips go this way to the, it'll be your left, and fingers point in. Then back with both of those, then over to the other side. Then as you come forward with the hips, you also angle up, and then you're over the head and back to where we started. So you're moving the hips in a circle, and you're spiraling the arms. It's almost like a lopsided figure eight, if you want to look at it that way. Now, after you get the mechanics there, let's fine tune this a bit so that we're nice and comfy and doing what we need to do for the body. Slightly bend the knees. Let the ankles be relaxed. You actually feel some movement in your feet too. You can kind of feel how there's a shifting of weight with the different areas of the feet while you're circling around. Also, even though you're circling the hips, relax the hips. Relax the hips. Now relax the shoulders. You might have those tensed up as you're trying to keep that palm flat and not spill your tea. But relax into the movement. I like to breathe in when the arm is up, breathe out when the arm is down lower. Inhale, exhale. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you just breathe. Breathe any way that feels right for you. So this one is really good for spiraling energy into the joints. And we want to do that for our joint health. If we're working with our joints, something's going on, like some arthritis, or if we want to try to be proactive and keep those joints nice and happy. And it's called arm spirals, but because of the way we're moving the hips, you can feel how hip joints are moving, knee joints are moving, nice and gently. Even you feel a little in the ankles. Let's do one more. And come back to your tea tray. And then let's switch. So same mechanics, but everything's the other way. So we did the right, now we're doing the left. Start making those circles with the hips. Angle it up over the head. Now start flattening out that palm a bit. Flatten it out. Really feel it there in the wrist, and then that moves up to the elbow and shoulders. Once again, knees are slightly bent. You feel those soles of the feet. There's some movement there, even though they're flat. Hips are moving. Let those be nice and relaxed. No tension. Shoulders relaxed, and you're just making this, once again, lopsided figure eight. Breathe in when the arm is up. Breathe out when it's down, kind of here at the side and hip. Let the neck be relaxed. Spiraling energy into the joints, but also just the movement. We're spiraling that energy that's bouncing around out there, all around us. Spiraling. Just like if you were making waves or swirls in the ocean, it's like we're swimming in that energy field. Just feel like you're moving the water, moving the energy. One more. And back to your tea tray. All right. Let's just do a nice little stretch up. Stretch it up, up, up. Inhale. Exhale with them coming down, and go ahead and forward fold. Another just hanging. Surrendering to Mother Earth. Breathing. And just roll it up. Just roll it up. You don't have to bring the arms all the way above the head unless you want to. Just another little forward fold. All right, let's do some bouncing. So a lot of what we just did there was more activating and stretching, and now we're going to go into our flows. It's really good to kind of set the body up to enter flows and the flow state, and our flows will be very good for some energy balancing work. So first we're just going to bounce and circulate that energy through all the meridians. We've opened things up there, and let there be a nice loose feeling from the tailbone all the way up to the base of the skull. And breathe in and just have a sigh here. Breathe in and sigh. One more. Breathe in. And slow it down. Slow it down. Take a nice deep breath and feel your chi. Now right there, with that circulation of the energy through the meridian pathways, legs, torso, arms, up into the neck and into the head, you're already balancing your energy because it's moving through the entire body. And that's what's great about the bouncing. Also the bouncing, especially with that sigh, gives a little bit more of a release before we enter the flows. Let's open the flow. So palms towards Mother Earth. Float them up and down. Just feel the wrists being lifted by an imaginary string and lowered. Inhale and shift the weight a little to the heels. Exhale, shift the weight a little to the toes. And if that doesn't feel comfortable, just think of it as the balls of the feet. Just at least shift it more to the balls of the feet. Some people feel like if they go too far shifting to the toes that they're going to fall. So just think balls of the feet, heels. Stay with the breathing. Inhale, you feel a lift. Exhale, you feel yourself grounded. You can get a little sink and rise in the knees. And sometimes you'll feel like the whole body just wants to kind of swivel, sway, move during this. And that's okay. You don't have to keep that body straight and stiff. This isn't just an arm exercise. The whole body can participate. Breathe in and out. Now we're going to take it into one arm open the flow. So just lift the right arm and down. And when you lift those arms, turn that hip a little forward. I like to think of it as I'm opening a window right there, letting energy into the side body there, the solar plexus area. And even right there at under my arm where my heart meridian starts, heart 1 is right there in the armpit. Inhale. Let that energy in with the breath and the movement. Now we lose a little of that weight to the heels and toes, but that's okay. We gain this moving from our center with one arm open the flow. So both are great. Left and right, balancing things out. We did some activation, now we're flowing, balancing things out. Now let's take it into paint the rainbow. So come around. That arm does not need to be straight. We are flowing. We're no longer in stretching. The palm is up and then down. Other side. Just let that right arm hang out there. As the left arm comes around, you can follow it loosely with your eyes. Inhale, palm is up. Exhale, down. This is actually called Kuan Yin Paints the Rainbow. Kuan Yin is a mythical princess or goddess of compassion. Inhale. Exhale. Once again, you can get a little sink and rise. Sink and then rise here. Sink. Rise with the inhale. And there's several things you can do with Paint the Rainbow. It can be very meditative. One reason is we're moving energy in this circular motion. You can tap into the full spectrum of you. Just like the rainbow contains the full spectrum of colors, and colors are vibration, and you are a vibration. It's all connected. So here we might feel a balancing of energy just due to the symbolism of this movement. Feeling some balance as we allow the mind to slow. We're bringing energy up, around, above, behind, below, and then back up and down, full circle, right and left. I consider this the flow for balancing energy. Stay with the breathing. Let's do one more to each side. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. The next flow is Enlightened Tiger. I'm going to step back just a little bit. Let your fingers come together, fingers back to back, up through the midline. Then allow yourself to turn, the hands spiral, and then you've got these loose tiger claws, one arm in front angled, one arm in back. Then repeat, up in the center, turn, loose tiger claws, looking to the front. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in and out. Now there's a lot going on with this one here, believe it or not. Pulling energy up through the center, spiraling the energy into the tiger claws, out in front and in back, left and right. Inhaling and then exhaling. This one can also be very meditative. Your front arm represents the future, the back arm, the past. Up through the center, bringing some energy up, letting it feed into the future. Now, what's happening with that back arm is you experienced a past. A lot of people say, forget the past. And what they mean is, we don't need to ruminate on any bad experiences or mistakes we made, things of that nature. But bring from the past. See, now the arms are level. Let the lessons learned from the past float from that tiger claw that's in the back to the tiger claw that's in the front. Let those lessons, that experiential knowledge, feed into your beautiful future ahead of you. Right and left. That right side is a little more masculine, a little more yang. The left side, a little more feminine, yin. And it doesn't mean men, women. It's an energy that's more masculine, yang, and an energy that's more feminine, yin. And I actually like to just say yin and yang so that it's not misunderstood. So here we're balancing past and future, yin and yang. Energy through the center and outward, front and back, right and left. And now, no tiger claws at all, just hands nice and relaxed as you are now an enlightened tiger. The tiger represents strength and courage. And one more to each side. And hands by your sides. And now let's close with pulling down the sky in 6 directions. Pulling down the sky in 6 directions. So arms about shoulder height, inhale. Turn slightly right, exhale. Arms up, inhale. Turn to center, exhale. Inhale, arms, shoulder height. Turn slightly left, exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale, center and down. Inhale, feel that energy left and right. Turn, feel the energy all around and front and back. Up, feel the energy above. Center, feel the energy through the body, smoothing it out. Feel the energy below. Inhale. Exhale, turn. Inhale, up. Exhale, center. Palms towards you. Smooth it out. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel that calming and that balance in the mind. A balance in the emotions right there at the heart center. And a nice balance in the body. Focusing on that body center at the belly. Our three treasures. The mind, just feel a smoothing out of those thoughts. The heart center, emotions, smooth it out. And then let it all land right there in the body. Breathe in and turn. Breathe out. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, down. And one more. And now just allow your webbing of the hands to interlock. Place it right there on the abdomen. Relax the elbows and shoulders. Bring the feet a little closer together. Soften the ankles, knees, hips. And just breathe. And let that energy all settle right there at your body center. That's the lower dantian. Elixir field, your sea of chi. And just feel a balance between the left side of the body and the right side of the body. Feel a balance between the upper half of the body, waist up, and the lower half of the body, waist down. Feel your feet grounded and feel your crown lifted to the sky. Balance between earth and sky. And hands by your sides. Take that wonderful balanced energy with you the rest of the day. Thanks for joining me. And if this is equinox time for you, have a great equinox. Bye for now.